Okay, I think first announcement of seriously.
Thank you.
We signed 3 players to financial aid agreements that are early entries. C.J. Pollard, Nathan Smith, and Dalen Hayes. Excited for all 3 of those guys to be joining our program. They're all scheduled to be mid-year enrollees with the program. So it's awesome. Good students, good people. I think they'll be great additions to our program. As far as practice and the week of preparation, like I said yesterday, I think the guys were in a good frame of mind and feeling like, okay, here is the day before, and ready to get after it, ready to get back on the field and play. Seemed very focused today, which was encouraging on the details of things that we were working on in all 3 phases. Encouraged by that, and just excited about the fact that we're eager to get back on the field. I think that's a great mentality to have after a tough loss.
What can you tell us about Kevon and Trey as far as their injuries?
Trey looked great today. I feel very confident he'll play and be a quality player for us Saturday night. Kevon did a lot more today. Again, we'll see how he responds tomorrow. We still got over 48 hours until kickoff, so we'll continue to try to get him right and ready to go. If it nothing else, have him available in an emergency role. So we'll see what we can get him at.
What about Antoine?
Antoine didn't do as much today as Kevon, but again, when you're a big guy inside, you don't have to move as much as maybe a corner, obviously. So again, we've got over 48 hours to keep rehabbing him, trying to get him ready to go, and if nothing else, just to have him for some amount of time. Maybe it's not his normal role, but some amount of time would be great.
What can you tell us about the 3 guys who signed the papers today as far as their football?
Well, Nathan Smith is a really athletic tackle. He's a guy who plays both ways in high school, plays all over the field. We really think he has a chance to be a very athletic tackle in our system, kind of similar to a Chad Wheeler type player. C.J. Pollard, son of a great Trojan, great player. Marvin Pollard, really high football IQ, a safety who has really good cover skills, which we're excited about. Again, being able to have guys that can do both. And then Dalen Hayes is a really good outside linebacker, physical body type, extremely athletic. This guy who can do a standing back flip and front flip, and this guy's just a great athlete who I think will give us some more of the kind of an edge presence to our defense, which we're encouraged about.
Did you like what you saw from your defense this week, just in responding from last week?
Yeah, I thought we were really physical, which was encouraging. I thought they came out, with a bit of a chip on the shoulder. Nobody was happy with the way we played defensively. Obviously, they weren't either, and they came out and performed, even to a point where it got a little chippy. But that's okay. That's a sign of they're hungry and wanting to get back on the field.
So, if I'm not mistaken, Arizona State played 2 option teams in a row before facing you guys.
Correct.
Did that make it hard at all to kind of figure out what their defense is all about?
We've got a pretty good idea, Michael. Coach Graham's been in our conference for a few years now. We've gone against them for collectively as our staff at Washington now here, and the staff, the guys that were on staff here. So we've got a good idea of what they like to do defensively. Obviously, they change a little schematically when you're facing the triple option, but there's enough stuff on film from the first game and of last season and when we played them to have a pretty good idea who they are. And so they're an aggressive bunch. They love to pressure the quarterback, and so the key for us is to win our one-on-ones on the perimeter and try to create some explosive plays, because there's plenty of opportunities for that.
As a head coach, you're 0-4 against Arizona State. Is there something, I know it's different teams every year, but is there kind of one thing that the Sun Devils do where you need to get over the hump? Or
No, it's been different. Different staffs, different games, different teams, obviously, that we coached, and different strengths and whatnot. Some games have been different than others. I've lost them twice, essentially on the last play of the game. 55-yard touchdown pass, I think, my first year, and then whatever it was last year. So I think at the end of the day, it's just going out and playing a really clean game, playing our brand of football, and doing it for 4 quarters for 60 minutes and ultimately finish the game, which we didn't do last year. We gave up 3 touchdowns in the last 4 minutes of the game.
So speaking of that game, Mike Berkovich was kind of his coming out party a little bit. He had a great game, but how has he evolved or improved since then, do you think?
Well, I mean, it's just the more you play, right? It's like any player. When you get experience and you have experience and you get your comfort level of playing within the system, but also your comfort level of seeing more defenses. And, he just looks a lot more comfortable operating back there. But he definitely has a gunslinger mentality. We saw that a year ago. He's not afraid to let it rip. And hopefully we can force some errant throws when he's letting it rip to create some turnovers. I think that'll be a key component in this game. You know, as we touched on, you know, for us to be a really effective defense, we need to get the ball back, and we haven't done that for a couple games now. So it's a big point of emphasis of ours.
Is there a value in getting away, going on the road sometimes?
I think there's something to be said about that. You know, you go on the road, we don't get to take our entire roster. We're limited to bring 70 players. I think there's a sense of intimacy there, right? It's just those 70 guys. You're at a different team hotel. You're on the plane together. You're on buses together. I think there's a sense of camaraderie that way. That, you know, as we played 3 consecutive home games now, it might be good for us to get on the road and be together and to be tight, because it's going to take that kind of mentality as a team, not only this game but moving forward throughout the season.
What do you do to sort of spend, you know, there's a lot of time between now and when the game takes place, even after you arrive. How do you kind of keep the guys from, you know, getting restless and that sort of thing?
Well, our routine Thursday doesn't change. You know, that won't change until we come in tomorrow for our normal Friday routine with our meetings and our walkthrough practice. So that won't change. When we travel. Saturday, you know, you're in the hotel, and a lot of Marriotts look the same, you know, once you get inside of them. So we're accustomed to playing night games. We've been playing evening games, and so, you know, we've got our normal routine at the hotel that we do with meetings and walkthroughs and whatnot. So I think the guys will be in a great frame. If we hadn't played at night, I'd be a little bit more of a concern, but we're almost accustomed to having these evening games and what to do with our time.
One more?
I know you're focused on this game, but then your next game is going to be, you know, a Thursday night.
Yes.
So how does that affect your schedule? Have you guys already planned that out?
Yeah, it's all planned now. So we'll get back obviously late Saturday night. We'll get in, we'll grade the tape Sunday. We'll meet with the players. Monday will be a typical Monday. We'll practice Tuesday and Wednesday, and then the guys will be off Thursday, Friday. And then we'll start our work week on Saturday as far as our game prep for Washington at that time. So that'll be a Monday, Sunday will be Tuesday, Monday will be Wednesday, so on and so forth. So we just try to keep the routine the same for the guys as best we can.